I'm tired. And I know that giving up is not an option. But I tell you, sometimes I'm like, it is time to exit stage right. Do something else. Or stage left, whatever you're saying, left, right. No. I never give up. I'm never going to say I want to give up. Still, I want to talk about the idea of giving up. It does come in many, many forms. And although it may not sound like I'm going to give up, or I want to give up, or I have to give up, that idea is there. And I want to talk about it. Here are 10 strategies to consider when regaining confidence, resilience, and motivation. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a foolproof way to ensure that you never have to give up. Acknowledge your feelings and remind yourself that it is okay to be human, and you've hit a human moment, and it is okay to feel what you feel. Do not judge yourself for feeling like you have the desire or you are considering the classic sense of giving up. These things are real. Life can be challenging. It can feel like an uphill climb with walls and locked doors and secret saves and mazes and all kinds of things to challenge even the most seasoned hero. The feeling of giving up is a natural response to stress, anxiety, frustration, aggravation, and the shenanigans of our world. Take a break. Take a break and recharge. Step away temporarily and just be. Taking care of your mental health, your physical well-being can give you the strength and fortitude and the energy to tackle whatever's in front of you. It can also give you the energy to have a new perspective. Rest the brain, rest the body, rest yourself. Try to find something positive about the situation, even if it's small. This could be a lesson learned or a small victory you made along the way. There is always something there that you acquired from everything that you try to do. And as you look for the positive, those voices are going to come in there. Challenge the negative. I'm too tired. You'll find the energy. I don't have the skill. Get some training. This is never going to work. It doesn't work yet. See what I mean? It sounds simple and clinical and transact, and I don't want to trivialize what you're maybe feeling. And your body works like that. Your brain, your spirit works like that. The negative thoughts are what we learn around in our lives, and the positive ones can challenge and balance them and often erase them. Find the positive and challenge every negative thought with a positive affirmation. Break down the task. Break it down into small steps that are achievable and reasonable and that have tangible moments of accomplishment. We can often get discouraged with big projects because it's so overwhelming. You can't see the end, big life stuff. And on your way to those things, you might say, okay, I'm out. It's normal. I often use my video series as a case study and an example as I'm living it right for you every time you watch. And trust me, this thing has its challenges and it can be completely overwhelming if I think about the scope and vulnerability of what I'm doing. So what I do, I take small steps, write a script, or just consider an idea. Here are the 10 ideas I want to explore for the next set of videos. Instead of focusing on my goal, which is to do one video a week for a year. I swear I'm going to make it. As you break it all down into smaller tasks, simplify the goal. Maybe the goal is not the big, huge arc of the original initiative. It can just be a part of it. And you celebrate each one along the way. This will promote a sense of accomplishment and might give you the energy and inspiration you need to tackle the bigger goal. Reflect on your why. Infuse the why. Go back to why you're doing it. If you're feeling that moment of this might be it, I'm kind of done with this, maybe the why is not important enough. And if you can connect that why to your purpose, to your drive, to your core values, then you can find a way through the moment that you're saying, I just can't do this. Reflecting on the why is a powerful way to get back on track. Seek support and connect with others. Do not do this alone. Find allies, find support, find mentors, find friends. Surround yourself with people that are going to inspire and encourage you. If you got those naysayers and negative talkers, get them out of your life. At least for the time being. Because when you're on the road to achieving something big, you want to have all the support you need. You can go towards that North Star and do what you got to do. Without them, you might feel alone and empty and overwhelmed. And you might begin to believe your own madness around what's not working, and you could miss what is working. It's also a really good idea to find the support group, find the community doing what you're doing. Use them as a energy source to fuel you to get through this challenging moment. And maybe a series of challenging moments, but still, each moment is just the moment. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. We're talking about the now here, not the future. We're talking about the now. Practice gratitude. This kind of goes along with positive thinking. There's always the silver lining, and there's always a place for gratitude. Even having the luxury of time to think about going after a dream, the luxury of opportunity and support. It may be rough and you may not have a lot of resources, but if you think about and be grateful for the things that are working, that have worked, for the resources that you do have, it can really spin and turn your perspective around and getting back on track. I really do this every day. I've had some rough times the past couple of years and going through some rough stuff right now. I purposefully say thank you out loud for whatever it is. Even if it's thank you for this bagel, thank you for the ability to walk down the street in the sun, thank you for the ability to go to work and have a job and do what I'm doing. Thank you for the privilege of being able to make a video and have the camera and the sound and the lights and all the things that require this. I feel blessed for the opportunity. I'm not going to be overwhelmed by the scope of what I'm trying to do because I'm grateful for being here in the moment right now doing the work. That's a real thing that I'm doing right now as we speak. Right now as I talk to you, I am being grateful for this opportunity and grateful to you for listening to me. And so I practice gratitude all day, every day, so that when I get discouraged and I feel like, okay, it's been one subscriber in a month, you gotta keep going and be grateful for the one subscriber. And I'm grateful to you. If you subscribe, woohoo, I am so happy. Maybe one day I'll have 20, 30, 40, 50, 1,000. Maybe I'll actually be able to do this and, make some money. So I don't know about all that. That's not the big goal here, but it would be kind of cool, I have to say. Find that thought in your mind, find that situation, find that silver lining and be grateful for it. And that may help you shift your perspective to be back in the moment and to find the strength to get back to work. Take action, even if it's small. You don't have to clean the whole closet on a Saturday. You can try just doing one shelf. One shelf a week, and in a couple weeks, it's done. And I'm serious. It's easy to go, why one shelf or one thing here and there? Because it adds up over time if you're consistent. So take the small step and celebrate it. Embrace the imperfection and understand that progress does not mean perfection. Progress means progress. Progress means one step ahead of where you were yesterday. So celebrate the small leap. Give yourself permission to rest and reset. Acknowledge your limits. Recognize it's okay to say it is too much right now. It's not too much forever. It's too much right now. I'm going to take a minute to refuel, rest, reset, and get back to it later. We don't want to make that a habit because that becomes procrastination. But if you take the small steps, as I mentioned earlier, celebrate those achievements, and then take a break and go back to another small step, at some point along the way, it will be done. And then plan a fresh start. As a matter of fact, when you take your break, give yourself a date and a time to come back and set a small task to do at that time so that when you come back fresh and do that task, you already feel accomplished. Take that moment, take a rest, set a return date and time and a small task, and you will find yourself energized and ready to go. And here's my go-to: seek professional support. Consider speaking to a professional who can help you manage coping strategies to get through these times. Because sometimes the overwhelming is ADHD, it could be depression, it can be really big issues that are kind of in the way. Managing our executive function, I know a little bit about that. Management, executive function. It's important to consider someone to help you through those times. There are programs, there are consultants, there are business coaches, there are life coaches, there are people who are trained to help get us through these challenging times and get us back into the saddle to do what we got to do. I talk to my therapist every week. I am not afraid to ask for help. I reach out for mentors. I make sure I am surrounded by a community of people to support me because I know that nothing I've done happened alone, and the higher you go and the more you do, the more support you need, because it does get lonely and it can be very scary and very frustrating and very aggravating and very defeating to meet challenge after challenge. Can you see I'm living through it right now? Yeah. And you need the support. So consider a professional as a really strong option. And now for my bonus that I said that ensures that you never give up. And this is what I do. It's what I've always done. Even before I knew what I was doing, when I was doing it, If you reframe your perspective, you will never give up, because giving up can be reframed as making a different kind of decision. And I really offer that to you, that no matter what is happening, the glass is half empty, the glass is half full. It depends on how you look at it. And then you get to decide how you manage those thoughts. As the Stoics say, it's not the things that happen to us, it's the perspective we choose to take as we go through that experience. And if you reframe whatever you're doing, you will never fail, you will never have to give up, because you are just choosing the road not taken, the road going to Rome. It all goes to the same place, which is whatever your destiny is meant to be. You got to believe that. I know that we're trained by our culture and civilization and, of course, social media tell us what we should and should do and should think and should be. Yeah, you can live by that if you want to, but I prefer to think about what I want to be. I want to offer you the opportunity to consider what it would be like to be who you want to be, think how you want to think, achieve your goals how you want to achieve, and you get to decide what success means. No one else. No other rubric matters than your own. And if you empower and infuse that rubric, you will never fail. You will never give up, because you will just take the road that's in front of you. And when you look back, you don't regret, because it was the best thing you could do at the time. So for a quick review of strategies to consider when the feeling of giving up creeps up behind you. Acknowledge your feelings. Take a break and recharge. Focus on the positive. Break down the task into smaller items. Reflect on your why. Infuse the why. Make sure that why is powerful and motivating. Seek support and connect with others. Practice gratitude. Take action, even if it's small. Give yourself permission to rest and reset. Consider professional help. So I wish you the strength and confidence and love of yourself to really reflect on these ideas I presented today and really consider them, because I don't believe in giving up. I don't think I've ever given up. I think I certainly have failed at things, but even that word is hard to say, because I don't believe really in failure. I believe in learning and growing and hitting obstacles and being a chameleon. It's how I've lived my entire life. I just go where it goes and figure it out. And I try to make informed decisions. I try to reach out to people. I'm not doing it alone. And I follow all the things I did on this list. And I get to where I get. And I forgive myself when I am not what I want to be, what I think I can be. I just try to push myself to be that another day. I try to push myself to work another day, reset, refresh, and try again. And know that now in my older age, that there is no point of destination, that you're not going to arrive anywhere ever. Because if you do, that's the transition to the other side. Life is about making decisions every day and being rooted in the now. Being rooted in your body right now. That goal will come in whatever form it's going to come. And if you focus on what's working, what's not working, giving up, giving in, giving around, giving up, giving down, all of that stuff, you miss the now, which is your life. So my friends, that's it for this time. I'm wishing you the best. I'll see you there.